What if I told you that the saga between Gleyber Torres and third base is far from over, and that his future with the Tigers might already be on borrowed time? That's right. This story just added new chapters and has all the makings to shake up the MLB market in the coming months. Let's rewind a bit. Last season, the New York Yankees made a bold move by acquiring Jazz Chisholm Jr. from the Miami Marlins. The expectations were clear. Chisholm was set to become the team's new starting second baseman, bringing a dose of energy and versatility to the Yankees' infield. But no one expected Gleyber Torres' reaction. A veteran of the team, an all-star with years of service, Torres flat out refused to switch positions. Even with Chisholm's arrival, he insisted on staying at second base. That forced the Yankees to improvise and move Jazz over to third base, a position that clearly isn't his strength. The result? Tension in the clubhouse and a strained atmosphere. But that's not all. During the offseason, New York made a decision not to offer Torres a contract extension. The message was clear. It was time to go separate ways. And that's exactly what happened. Gleyber ended up signing with the Detroit Tigers, looking for a fresh start. But guess what? The same issue is about to repeat itself. Jim Bowden, MLB analyst for The Athletic and former general manager, has already reported that the Tigers might be forced to trade Torres if he continues to refuse a move to third base. He didn't agree to it with the Yankees, so why would he now? And here's the detail that could change everything. The Tigers are in the middle of an accelerated rebuild. The team has several young prospects ready to make an impact, and some of them are projected to take over infield positions. To make that work, manager A.J. Hinch needs flexibility, and Torres might just be in the way. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this kind of content, trades, behind-the-scenes insight, and hot takes from around MLB, go ahead and smash that like button. It helps the channel reach even more baseball fans like you. And of course, hit that subscribe button right now. Here, you get all the latest from the league with sharp analysis, no fluff, and a fresh perspective. Join our growing community. Now, back to the drama in Detroit. Bowden didn't hold back. Torres didn't want to move to third base for the Yankees last year, so he's probably not going to do it now for the Tigers either. He also added that even at second base, Torres is a below-average defender. That's a key point, because it shows the concerns go beyond just position preference. His actual defensive performance is under scrutiny too. That brings us to A.J. Hinch, a highly respected manager known for his tactical intelligence and ability to manage young rosters. Now he faces a tough challenge, balancing a veteran unwilling to change roles with a need to create opportunities for a younger core. It's one of those good problems managers talk about, but if not handled quickly, it can become a serious headache. Torres still has value, no doubt. He brings experience, offensive capability, and can be a strong contributor if he's willing to adapt. But if he stays firm on not switching, the Tigers front office may decide to deal him before the trade deadline, especially if other teams are in the market for a seasoned second baseman. And that decision won't be easy. Trading a name player always stirs debate among fans. But what do you think? Should the Detroit Tigers keep Gleyber Torres where he is and hope for the best, try to convince him to shift over third base, or just trade him now while he still has market value? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your honest take. What if I told you that even with the most explosive offense in MLB to start the season, the Yankees still have a loose piece on the board, and that this piece could cost them dearly in the decisive moments of the year? The 2025 campaign has started with a bang for the New York Yankees. The team is playing exciting, dominant baseball, and what stands out the most is the firepower of this new offensive phase. It's home run after home run. The lineup is on fire, the fans are pumped, and the franchise seems to have rediscovered its identity as a power-hitting machine. Maybe those new torpedo bats have something to do with it. No one really knows for sure, but the numbers speak for themselves. New York is breaking home run records early in the season, something that seemed unlikely given concerns that hovered over the team during the winter. And they weren't small concerns. There was a lot of doubt about the team's offensive capability in 2025. Many analysts pointed to inconsistencies in the lineup, a lack of depth, and clear holes in some infield positions. But for now, the tide is in their favor. But that's not the whole story. Amidst this wave of victories, one position continues to stand out: and not for the right reasons. Third base, also known as a hot corner, remains the biggest question mark on this roster. Even with the team's brilliant collective performance, this gap could become a real issue when the games start to matter even more. During the offseason, the Yankees focused elsewhere. The arrival of Paul Goldschmidt to shore up first base was a smart, win-now move by a franchise aiming for a championship. But at the same time, management practically ignored third base. No signings, no bold bets, no moves that showed concern. And that left a hole in the planning. Manager Aaron Boone placed his trust in Oswaldo Cabrera to take over the position, at least for now. And yes, the young player started off well. In 7 games, he's batting .316 with an on-base percentage of .381. On the surface, those numbers are encouraging, but there's a detail that could change everything. Cabrera has yet to register a single extra base hit, not one. That makes him the only member of the regular starting lineup who hasn't delivered that kind of impact at the plate. And while that might seem like a small stat, it's a big red flag, because it's one thing to hit for average in the early games. It's another to keep that up without any real power. Once opposing pitchers make adjustments and the Yankees start facing tougher rotations, that lack of power could further expose the weakness at third base. And that's where one name could change everything: Nolan Arenado. But hold on a second. If you're enjoying this content, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll always find updated news, deep analysis, and the behind-the-scenes stories no one else talks about. Our commitment is to bring you the details that make all the difference, and you're part of that. So let's grow together. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. Back to what really matters. Kerry Miller from Bleacher Report recently pointed out that Arenado could be one of the biggest names on the trade market this season. During the winter, the player didn't waive his no-trade clause, which stalled negotiations. But now, with summer approaching, the story could change. Miller noted that, with the situation shifting in St. Louis, Arenado might be more willing to accept a trade if it means contending for a title. And let's be real, if there's one place that breeds competitiveness, it's the Bronx. Nolan Arenado is still, without a doubt, one of the best defenders at third base in the league. His reflexes, precision, and elite positioning are second to none. And offensively, he's consistent, powerful, and experienced. In a lineup like the Yankees, he could be the difference between a good team and a championship team. Why does that matter now? Because if the Yankees wait too long, Arenado's trade value could skyrocket. He's off to a strong start this season, which means other teams will get involved too. And when that happens, the price goes up fast. Also, the situation in New York can't be ignored just because they're winning. Yes, the team is getting results. But this is exactly when great franchises make their moves. They don't wait for the problem to explode, they anticipate it. And that's what the Yankees need to do with third base. Arenado would bring more than just numbers. He would bring playoff experience, clubhouse leadership, and a winning mentality. And in a season where everything seems to be clicking, he might be the final piece to complete the puzzle. Of course, it all depends on the cost. If the Cardinals ask for too much, maybe it's better to wait. But if there's an opening for negotiation, the Yankees have a duty to explore it. Because if they wait too long, it might be too late. So what would you do if you were the Yankees GM? Would you give Cabrera more time? Or would you go all in for Arenado right now? Drop your take in the comments. I want to hear your honest opinion. And don't go anywhere. Click the video popping up here on the side, where I break down another hot market situation. A potential trade that could send a Dodgers star to another team this year.